All right, in this video, I'm going to briefly go over your step up to writing notes and then how to get started to take your notes and turn them into your tablets versus textbook paper. Okay, so first thing I need to do is decide what my claim is going to be. So I'm going to use the pro-con for tablets versus textbooks. And I am for tablets in the classroom, so I'm going to be looking at the pro side for this argument. Okay, so I kind of look through one of my pros. Print textbooks are heavy and cause injuries, while a tablet only weighs 1 to 2 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to come up with my claim first. So I think tablets should be used in the classroom. So I'm going to go back to my notes. My claim: tablets should replace textbooks in the classroom. Oops. So that's my claim. Now I need my first key idea, my first reason, and so I said I was going to use pro number 7, this one, as my first key idea. So print textbooks are heavy and cause injuries, while tablets only weigh 1 to 2 pounds. So for my key idea, or my first reason, I'm going to say textbooks are heavy and cause injury. Okay, that's my first key idea. And then now I need some more details, some of these reasons. So I'm going to go in. Pediatricians and chiropractors recommend that students carry less than 15% of their body weight in a backpack, but the combined average weight of textbooks exceeds this percentage at nearly all grade levels. Okay, so this is a good piece of information. Now I don't want to just copy and paste. I'm just taking some notes. So I'm going to say something like doctors recommend kids carry 15% of their weight. Books weigh much more than this. Okay. And I could say even for first graders. Okay, again, these are just my notes to guide me in my writing. So I'm going to go back. Let's see. The next part says, according to the U.S. Consumer Products Safety Commission, more than 13,700 kids were treated for backpack-related injuries. Okay, so I'm going to come back here and say in 2011-12, more than 13,000? Let me double check. Yep, 13,000. More than 13,000 children had backpack-related injuries. Okay. Now, as far as this information, that's all that I have. So, again, your notes are just your guide, okay? They don't mean, oh, I have to have 3 details every single time. All right. In this case, it was a little shorter, so maybe I just have 2. That's all right. I can get rid of this third one. Sometimes your information may have more than 3, so you can add a 4th one. That is okay too. All right. Again, this is just a guideline. It's not necessarily a requirement. This is your guide. Okay, now I could continue using these pros as my guide to come up with my key ideas, and then the information they provide to help me come up with my details. But again, as I said before, this is just going to be a brief, so I'm going to stop here for now. although you will continue. You'll have more key ideas, more reasons, and then details to support your reasons. But now I'm going to start on my paper. So I go to my paper, I want to tab in. I'm going to make my text is at size 18. That's good enough for you guys to be able to see it. I don't care what size your text is. Make it smaller. Make it 18 or smaller though. I don't want you to have huge text, but I do care about your colors because we're going to use Step Up to Writing colors as our guide. So green means go. Start off with just your claim. So my claim is going to be tablets should replace textbooks in the classroom. Period. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my first key idea. Textbooks are heavy and cause injury. So I'm going to change my color, the color of my text to a key idea, dark yellow. Heavy backpacks can cause injury to students, period. Now I'm going to go into my details, okay? Now again, I want to write it though so my paper flows. So it has a good flow. I want to skip to red now. These are my details. This is the meat. This is where I elaborate, give examples. This is where I really try to prove my case, okay? So I'm going to start out, but again, I want it readable as well. So I'm going to start out, have you ever seen a little kid schlepping his books and backpack to school? Period. Oh, question mark, excuse me. It can look like torture. And then I'm going to start into my first key idea. So I'm going to say doctor. So this first part still is part of my red because it's all helping support my claim and my first key idea, but it's just the meat. This is where I try to hook the reader. I try to convince the reader now. They know what they're going to be reading about. Now I try to convince them. This is the meat, okay? Doctors recommend that students carry no more than 15% of their body weight in their backpacks, period. This number is, or how do I want to say that? I may say today students are carrying much more than this recommended amount. I'm going to go back to my notes. These are my guide. And again, you can do a split screen as well. Here, I can show you that. So I can go split screen on my notes and have my paper on the other side. Perfectly acceptable way to do it. It's probably the way I would recommend doing it. Okay, so I can stop there for that one. And then I can say, in fact, so that's kind of my transition. In fact, in 2011, 12, a study showed that there were more than 13,000 injuries caused by backpacks. And then I could kind of sum up this paragraph. Clearly, something needs to be done to reduce the weight that students are carrying, and tablets will solve this problem. Something like that. Again, this is my rough draft, so I could go back and I can make corrections now. But I want you to see, the reason I'm showing you this is I want you to see how we're taking these notes and turning it into a paragraph, okay? And we're not necessarily copying word for word what our notes say. Our notes are just our guide for what we need to write. So I know I need to start off with the green. That's my claim. Then I have my first key idea. And then I have my details to support my key idea. And then I'm going to hit enter. Could hit enter twice, tab in, and then I want to change my colors. I want to go back to dark yellow, and that's when I'm going to start now with my next key idea. So my next key idea will start off my second paragraph. And you're going to want to again have at least 3 paragraphs, and your last paragraph, the final sentence, will be green, where you're restating what your claim was at the beginning of the paper. All right. Again, if you have additional questions, though, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.